I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, peoples? How you doing? It is a great day. Oh, look, see, I already get everybody.
I know.
Everybody laughs at me when I do that, but I am just so excited. I love doing what I do. I love offering what I offer, which is the platform to put your business out there, to show people what you're doing, and to encourage people to go after their dreams. We have to do it, guys. We got one chance at this, just one.
I know.
One opportunity. We got to take it. We got to run with it. And my next guest is running with his chance all the way. I want to welcome him to the show. Please tell everybody who you are and what you're doing now, please.
Okay. Once again, I'm so happy to be on your show. And first, we are very full of energy. And I thank God for that. So my name is Chinda Fabrice Mbona. And of course, I'm a playwright, I'm a poet, and at the same time, I'm a cybersecurity instructor. So I'm basically a jack of all trades and master of all.
Oh my goodness. That is so cool. Okay, so let's go into the cyber thing, okay? Security. Sure. That's a big deal because you could be doing your computer and all of a sudden it turns off. What is that?
Well, cybersecurity today is one of the most lucrative jobs that you can ever think about in the United States and all over the world, because if you look at the society today, all of us are dependent over the network, right? Take away the internet for a while. With your personal phone, you will see how desperate life will be for you. And unfortunately, you cannot keep the bad guys away. So they will be always there trying to hack, try to cause havoc and all those things that you can think about, because they know that we are so addicted to all these devices. And the good thing with cybersecurity is that you don't need to have all the crazy PhD degrees and all those things to be able to get in there. You can still start from zero experience and be trained, and you start making good money. And that's just what a lot of people don't know out there, because the mindset our educational system gives us is we need to go to college, we need to get a degree, and we need to come back, we start looking for jobs. And of course, things don't work that way, because if you understand the mindset of recruiters out there, you will just see that sometimes a college degree is not important. Again, but this is not just to devalue college degree, but there are a lot of things that our younger generation, they need to discover. And I always make this, for example, a contrast when I'm teaching. I tell people that if you look at one certification, for example, the CompTIA certification is Security Plus. It costs you about $300 and let's say $50. That is just the cost of the certification. But now when you go to a community college, they say they want to teach you cybersecurity and they're teaching you Security Plus, they make that to be a 3 credit, and you end up paying maybe $1,500 just for you to get that knowledge. But at the end of it, they don't give you the certification. You have to go and pay maybe the $300 and something to go and write the board exam. And of course, just to get a certification. But the question is, does a certification board require you to go through a community college or get a master's degree before you sit for the exam? No, it doesn't, right? So those are things that you can read. There are books out there you can read. We are smart enough. You just read, get the knowledge, know how the industry works. You build the system and you get a good and decent living for yourself and your family. I mean, there's just a lot of things here we could talk about of cybersecurity. Even those that are in the health field, a lot of people, nurses are moving away from the health field because they want to go to cybersecurity because of the convenience and the pay. You can work from home. You can do many other things from home. But again, you see, the health field is a target for most hackers. In 2017, we had what they call the WannaCry, where they had to launch a form of crypto attack against the health infrastructures globally. And just imagine if all your medical record, patients' record are encrypted in the hospital and they are demanding for payment, maybe in Bitcoin, that would cost maybe millions of dollars. And if they can't do that, the government cannot comply or organizations cannot comply within a specific time. Just imagine what is going to happen to the life of so many. So there are a lot of things out there, a lot of opportunities. So, but believe me, anybody engaging in cybersecurity or so will never fully regret, because that's a domain that will never drop. And everywhere you go in the world, you'll be relevant. because there are some training or certifications or degree that can only be relevant in as much as you are in America or within a particular geographical context. All right. You go to, maybe you live in the US, you go to Canada, you go to France, they have a different geopolitical system. And our educational curriculum are based on geopolitical factors. But cybersecurity and cybersecurity certifications are the other certifications or educational system that, in quote, that is not influenced by geopolitical factors, right? If somebody earns a IT certification in America and another person earns the same IT certification in South America, the curriculum is unique, right? But if I tell you that I have a master's in political science right now from the US, somebody tells me that he had the same master's degree in political science from South Africa, it is most likely that due to geopolitical influence, the content might not be the same. So how, therefore, do you unite that? So when hiring managers want to make their decision, they rather prefer to go by the standard of certification sometimes because they know that at least you have attained a certain level of study. So if it doesn't matter whether you took it from South Africa, in America, or wherever you took it, at least you guys must have gone through the same content because they can trust the vendor and they can verify the content.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. That is just wow. I know one thing though. When I had to take my computers in for viruses, I was like, it was terrible. It was terrible. I mean, I was shut down for 2 days on the computer. I had to buy a new computer and then take the other ones in. Now, all 3 of my other computers got compromised. They had some kind of viruses on it.
Wow.
I had no idea what it was. The software is in there now. And I ended up using this new computer mostly for everything. And then I use the other ones for editing and stuff like that. But it's like, it is really bad. But you're right. If people can just go ahead and learn on their own and then do the certifications, that would be great. I mean, you have YouTube. Don't you teach?
I teach. I have a school. I am actually the founder of K2 Cybertech. I'm the instructor lead and the founder at the same time. And I've designed a robust cybersecurity program to equip people of every level. Of course, I have 3 categories of training. The first level is cybersecurity. What I cover actually what cybersecurity is all about. And once students graduate from that particular model, I move them to the second level, which is, I call that level 2, which deals with cloud security and cloud technology, because nowadays a lot of people are moving from on-premises and they are actually going to cloud. Some of them may be AWS cloud, Azure, or GCP and all those things. Or they are moving to that level. And the next step, or the level 3 training here, has to do with DevOps and DevSecOps. That, of course, those are the 3 levels in the market that you will never be unemployed. It's just a matter of you knowing where to go and get the right skills. There are a lot of companies out there that are looking for people, but there are no talented people to take those jobs. So they don't even know what to do with the money. Let me put it that way. I personally, I've been working from home since March of 2020. I've been working from home. So I don't even know what it means to go to the office to work and things like that. And there are many jobs there. And companies have seen that you can still do the same job while sitting from the comfort of your home. And I've opened a network too in Africa where I train a lot of people in Cameroon and Nigeria and other African countries, because are just opportunities that they don't need to migrate from geographical location, but they can use the power of technology just as we are talking right now, and they get themselves trained. Most jobs are remote. And nobody should be left out, because I hear people in Africa say, well, we don't have enough facility or infrastructure as you do right there. But that is not true. You see that a lot of people in the United States or the Western world, they see that labor is cheaper outside. For example, in India, right? Companies would rather prefer to outsource Indians to be able to provide them some services in cybersecurity. Why? Because outsourcing those skills within the US is expensive. So which means that geographical location is not a problem. The problem is that we are not ready. We are busy pursuing money, but the first principle of money, I tell people, is value. Money is attracted to value. Give yourself value, money is going to pursue you. But if you are pursuing money without value, you will never get the money.
That's right. That's right. And with that said, we're going to be right back. Don't you go anywhere. We're going to take a short break. Don't you go anywhere. We got more with Fabrice. Fabrice, right? I want to make sure.
Fabrice, of course.
Right? Right?
Okay,
Did it
yeah,
right?
that's me.
We got more with Fabrice. And coming up, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Welcome back to the show. Okay, so man, I'm telling you, you have taken this to the next level. And if anyone wants to get in touch with you about your services for the security, for the cybersecurity, how do they do that? How do they get in contact with you?
One of the best ways to get in contact with me is to go through my website. And of course, my website is www.Key2Cybertech. And of course, Cybertech is spelled as CYBERTEK.com, because I know that most of the times tech is spelled as TECH, but that is not how I spell mine. So once you get to my website, then you'll be able to basically use the WhatsApp number that is there to contact me, or if you want to use the contact page, you will contact me. And alternatively, you can just look at my name, Chinda Fabrice Buna, type that on Google, then all my information will appear, and then you just go maybe to cybersecurity, if that is what interests you, and then you contact me. And you can also find teambunabooks.com. That is my official website just for books. Even if you send me a message, I'll still be able to get you. But K2 Cybertech is the best way for you to reach me.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, okay, books. Now we got to talk about your new book. Now that's mainly why we're here, but I just had to take that opportunity to talk about cybersecurity because that's a big
Thank
deal.
you very much.
So yeah, no problem. So, okay. So we got The Evil Behind the Law, Miss Angel. Now this book is like so relevant of everything that's going on right now. Tell me about this book.
Well, I think that writing this book, indeed, I was somehow in great sorrow and tears, because I think that there is need for reformation in our country that many people seem to admit. And I think that we living in a civilized society like this, we shouldn't be divided between racial barriers or racial curtains.
Yeah.
And especially with the killing of George Floyd, you see that the world was torn apart. It was not just in the United States, but also getting into cybersecurity, because normally, just because of that, a lot of concepts had to be changed even in cybersecurity as a result of the killing of George Floyd. Mm-hmm. For example, the use of maybe a slave and master architecture framework in DevOps, they had to try to revive that. So with all this, there was a need for a deeper reformation to be. But unfortunately, many people who are having the hunger for change don't understand what their true history is all about. They don't understand what their true identity is all about. And so that is why from this book, I had to regurgitate a political state of being where we are in the United States. Now, every day when we see political campaigns, it's like we want to be the best, we want to be this, we promise you we are going to be this. But now we cannot talk about the American dreams when only some people can see that light, because it takes everybody to build this particular dream. And we all know the foundation of which America has been built, right?
Yes.
Against slavery, blacks imported from different parts of Africa. But if the very people that fought alongside the Continental Army with President George Washington, actually America was born, if those same people are in prison, tortured as if they have no soul, it makes no meaning, right? It's like you use people, achieve you again, and then you want to dump them. But now, these are just the historical background, some of the things that were behind the writing of this book. But now, how will I be able to tell a story so convincing? Now, first of all, I had to get into feminism. Feminism, there's a lot of debate in feminism and feminist movement in the United States. When I look at the political set of America, a female has never been a president of the United States, right? By himself. We know in 2016, President Hillary Clinton attempted that, but she got disqualified at the end. I would say there was a lot of upheaval as to if the elections were transparent or not. Was it as a result of gender issue or not? But again, the question is, if she attempted and she failed, looking into history down the lane, is it possible for us to have a female that is going to be a leader in the United States at the White House? And so with all this, I was able to craft a book whereby, first of all, you see the female protagonist hates politics. She doesn't want to do anything with politics because she feels that we are a hypocrites. The beautiful ones are not yet born. Let me put it that way. But it so happened that her destiny and the destiny of the Black community is in her hand because she must be the first lady of the United States to free the people from all the police brutality of what is happening. And so there's a lot of struggle between him and Chinda because I use my name as also the main character there. And of course, we follow the footsteps of Martin Luther King and the rest. And when we see that again with the killing of George Floyd, similar to the killing of Black Boy in my book, there is no way the police can solve the situation. America is so helpless. Our political system has failed. Religious community cannot solve the problem. So what are we going to do? So they decide to take a pilgrimage to the underworld where they have to go and meet Martin Luther King. They have to go and meet the founding fathers that tell us, is this what the America is all about that you actually laid your life for? Is this what you're talking about, America? And so while they go to the underworld, that is when they will meet with people like George Washington. They will meet with people like Martin Luther King. They will meet with people like Rosa Parks. And from there now, there will be an exchange which will tell them that this is how America needed to be because they are trying to establish their own way, according to their own righteousness. Let me put it that way, according to your own ways, and things will never work. Right. And so you see, therefore, with this encounter from the civil rights and all those that have been killed, because in this book, I summarize, I look at the United States, almost every state in the United States is guilty. They have shed the blood of blacks, the Black community. And of course, it's just so ridiculous. I remember the story of Zimmerman and Martin Trayvon. Mm-hmm. And that is a young boy, Black, because of his skin color. He was killed and his life was terminated. But what happened? Zimmerman was set free, right? And of course, you see, it's so painful to look at this history and to follow what politicians are saying concerning freedom, which makes us feel that the freedom they're talking about is just for political campaign, for political ambitions. Now, when my protagonists come back from talking with Martin Luther and George Washington, they are so disappointed with how America is being led by politicians.
Yeah.
And so when they come back, therefore, now you see that we have the antagonist is just called, his name is Jim Crow, and his name came from what they call Jim Crow regime. And he's just wants to be the president of the United States because he wants to terminate the Black race in the United States. That is just his motive. And so even the woman that is going to run against him at the White House, he will call him all forms of name, whether bitch or whatever thing that he wants to call him. Yeah. But at the end of the day, due to the empowerment and the prophecy and the spiritual realm, which I believe so much, working with her, my protagonist, she becomes the first lady of the United States of America after a lot of resistance. And of course, when she becomes the first lady, then she has to turn out all things. And then you see it's a whole revolution indeed, which I challenge scholars, I challenge the younger generation, go in there and study your history and know what has been happening. Yeah. It's not just about America, but I also make a cliche about the African community where I come from, Cameroon. Why? Because African leaders have become what? Puppets of neocolonialism. They don't even know what they are doing anymore. So you see, the younger generation don't even seem to know where they are going to. Now, this morning I was following a broadcast just as a pastor, a clergyman, because he's Black in color. And he was just watering his neighbor's flowers because he said his neighbor travels a lot. So his neighbor asked him, please take care of my flowers while I'm hours away. And he was watering the flowers. And what happened is another neighbor who is white saw him and decided to call the police on him. When the police came and saw him watering the flowers on his neighbor's property, and they asked him, what are you doing? He introduced himself, that he lives there and everything. But that was not enough to satisfy the police that came there. Why? Because he was Black. They assumed that he is a criminal. And they said, give us your identity. And he said, no, I'm not, I don't have any stuff on me. But technically speaking, if you are out there walking in your compound, you don't carry any identification document with you. And he says, well, I don't have any to present to you. First of all, I've not committed any crime that warrants me to give you my identification papers. But if you want, that is my house. That is where I live. Go and ask my wife. That is where I am. I'm just watering my neighbor's stuff because that is what he told me. But that was not even enough to appease them. But because he's Black, they had therefore to make of it a whole scenario, write a fictitious report against him just to implicate his life. And so you see, this is a very sad community in which we live. But the reality is that our younger generation don't understand what had been before them, because they are just merely concerned with struggling with life. How are they going to make economic ends meet? But if you have to define the future, then we need to stand and really agree that what we are doing is truly wrong.
Yeah.
Because the political system itself is terribly wrong. And we need to correct that.
It is definitely wrong. I mean, look at Jayland Walker, okay? Even though he was running away from the police, can you blame him? He was scared, okay?
Sure.
I mean, people are scared for their lives. I mean, when people, run away from the police, especially with all these killings, it's like, I'm going to die today. It's like, that's what's going through your brain because I'm Black and I'm going to die today. I need to get away. And it's kind of like that, like that flight syndrome. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
And so he ran. They shot him 60 times.
Can you imagine that?
60. I mean, 40 of those were inside and the other 20 were grazes. 60. What warrants?
It's very sad. It's very, very sad.
But what about the people that they get? Like, I'm just going to go there. What about the other people, that aren't Black? Just say they aren't Black right now. That they come they get them in custody and they don't have not one bullet wound in them. Not one. Maybe a taser, maybe, but not 60 bullet wounds. And I believe a few of those were in the back.
Oh, yes. I mean, the purpose of writing this book is just to be able to bring to our mind how just simply our society is.
Yeah.
But you see, and I was so surprised to see that at one point in the life of Martin Luther King, even the FBI was so heavily involved, forging letters asking him to commit suicide or his extramarital life is going to be exposed. If you go down on Wikipedia, you will see that. But when you read all the statistics, you'll be so shocked. America, how great art thou? And how will you stoop yourself so low when the country is looking at you? And every day we are talking, making America great again. No, because when there are no values, for you to be great, there need to be values that people will respect. It doesn't matter how strong you think you are. When look at empires, for example, there's a rise and fall of empires.
Yeah.
And these are things that we need to correct.
Yes,
we don't need to cover them and pretend that we are so strong. Because from within, we are the strength of this nation. But if we are being suppressed, the minority, where are they going to go? To rule the nation? No. One day we have an exit point. I always have an analogy, especially when I'm called to give sermon in funerals. I always tell people life is $4.95. It doesn't matter whether you want to drive fast, you want to drive slow. It doesn't matter, but you have an exit point one day.
Right.
You have an exit point.
Yeah. Wow. Well, this book is Miss Angel. It's on Amazon and you can get it. I'm going to have the link in the description box below. So it's The Evil Behind the Law, Miss Angel. You can get that again. Check it out for yourself. It is volume 2. There is a volume 1, obviously. And Fabrice, thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it so very much.
No problem. And also they can also go through my website at imbonabooks.com. They'll be able to find the links to most of my books and my writings right there. And also all these books already are developed already in the film script. Hopefully one day they become full films that at least people will be able to watch. And the volume 3 is going to be published anytime soon as well.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on all of that. The success, I tell you. And we'll have that as well, the website, as well as with the Amazon link in the description box below so that you guys can get that easily. I'm you have to just go over your brain, and just kind of try not to think about all of this stuff, because if you did, you would never come out of the house.
I know, it's right. It's really disturbing.
It's very disturbing, very disturbing. Hopefully we can, overcome, like they say. Let's see what happens.
The Lord is our strength, right? The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want.
That's right. That's right. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in, and thank you again so much for being on the show, Fabrice. And guys, just be safe out there, It's a terrible thing to say if you're of an ethnicity. Be double careful. Be double careful.
Okay.
Thank you guys again so much for tuning in, and don't forget to dare to be different. Until next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. You are kidding.
I dare to be different.